through this marvelous configuration of consciousness that we intrinsically ultimately are, there is this peace and presence in transmission that is being conveyed through the very fabric of life itself. And this is done through the very freedom that underlies life, because in freedom from having to do life, in freedom from the idea or the notion that you are somehow the arbiter of what goes on or not, that you are somehow in the position or the role of having to manage life, in the freedom of this idea, there is peace, there's liberation, there is beauty, there is love. But you need not free yourself from this idea, particularly because you need simply realize, you need to recognize, you need to be fully convinced. Full conviction means faith, not from a belief point of view, but rather from a standpoint of knowing ultimately that there can be no other way except for you to be life itself, for you awareness to be the flow of life itself. And in that, there is no opposition, there is no resistance to, there is simply the allowance of and going with the flow, however cliche that may sound, but you are that already. And in knowing that, in recognizing that, in seeing that you are awareness, life, being, all these other ideas, mental constructs, these containers of belief that we so often cling to or hold on to in our mind, in our subconscious, even in our feelings and bodily, somatically, we hold on to these very ideas because they've been so entrapped in our human psyche for so long that when we release the shackles of these ideas, there's just this very moment, there's just this beingness with experience, and in this, there's love, peace, joy. How? Well, it's very simple. Because you no longer have an idea that is out of alignment with truth. But that is not to say that you brought yourself into alignment with truth. No, you are that truth. You are that which you are seeking. But that doesn't mean to stop seeking, no. Because if you have the impulse to seek, it means there is certainly something in you which is still out of alignment, which is still believing itself to be in opposition somehow. And for that very reason, just keep going. Keep looking, keep searching, keep knowing yourself more and more intimately, more and more deeply, and ultimately then you will see clearly what you have already always been. As long as you're willing to see that even this idea of being a seeker is also in the way, so to speak, of recognizing what you are prior to seeking itself. This is the gift, this is the glory, the grace bestowed upon all of us. Wherever this lands in you, or perhaps doesn't, I just wish you all the freaking best. wish you the most harmonious life, a peaceful life, a life fulfilled every single day. And in the heart and in the spirit of these very words, that is my transmission. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being true to you.